Hey everybody, I'm back. Welcome back. To another Doctor Who episode of After the Snap. Today we're not talking about a one episode. Today we are still trying to crack the code of what is going to happen on Doctor Who leading up into this 2 episode finale. And we got some hints from the showrunner himself, Russel T Davies. Hey, hey there, Win Grace. Yeah, he gave us some hints on what we could watch to prepare us for this season finale. And I said, well, now that I got these must-watch episodes, I need to talk to some people who are a little bit more fluent in Who than I am. So that's what I'm here for today. I'm here because I need to know about Miss Flood. I need to know about Susan Triad. And I certainly need to know about Ruby Sunday. And then all the other questions, that we have beyond that, because there are still a whole lot of questions. But those questions are the ones that are like top of my mind. If you guys have got different things that you want to know, like get some answers to, they probably are all adjacent to one another. Every question that we probably have is probably answered by one of our adjacent questions, if that makes sense. So if you're here, make sure that you've hit the like button. If you've not yet subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. Get me to 2,000 subscribers, hopefully by the end of July. I think that's being reasonable. I need 130 subscribers by the end of July. Think I can do it? I think I can with your help. So let's talk about these episodes. The 5 episodes that Russel T Davies has suggested for a watch are Bad Wolf / Departing of the Ways. That is what's his name? Eccleston. I can never think of his first name. Eccleston's this is it. This is his swan song for the Doctor, because he only had that one season. So Bad Wolf, Departing of the Ways, The Bells of St. John, Spearhead from Space, A Good Man Goes to War, and The Church on Ruby Road. Okay, I need to hear it. I got 5 people. Hopefully, I got 5 people who truly understand Doctor Who and who have an idea. What do these episodes have in common with what we've seen so far in Doctor Who, this first season on Disney Plus, Ncuti Gatwa, all of that? What do these episodes have in common, or what theme could they be being tied to in the Doctor Who finales for this season? I'm going to go to Bad Wolf. So Bad Wolf, I'm going to read you the synopsis. The Doctor, Rose, and Captain Jack. The fact that Captain Jack is there already stands out to me. But the Doctor, Rose, and Captain Jack have to fight for their lives on board the game station, but a more dangerous threat is lurking just out of sight. The Doctor realizes that Armageddon is fast approaching. So I think a little part of me says that, okay, Armageddon is fast approaching. Armageddon is always fast approaching in Doctor Who. So that's one thing. So I think that the Doctor Who's Armageddon, that it could be a point that's going to come back. But then this Captain Jack, the fact that he was there, the fact that we have met Rogue, and the fact that Rogue is kind of Captain Jack-esque, that makes me feel like that means something. Then we have the Bells of St. John. Let's see. The synopsis. Oh no, this is a long synopsis. I just really want to read the description of the episode. I don't particularly want the long synopsis. Anyway, the Doctor retreated to a monastery in Cumbria in 1207 to contemplate the mystery of Clara Oswald, a woman he had met twice previously, but who died both times. The doctor answers the exterior phone on the TARDIS when it starts ringing. On the other end is Clara, whom the doctor initially does not recognize. Clara have been given the TARDIS number by a woman in the shop, and believing it is a computer helpline, asks for help to connect to the internet. When Clara repeats a phrase that previous versions of Clara had said, the doctor realizes who she is, and he sets off to meet her. Arriving in present-day London, the doctor finds Clara's mind being uploaded via a mobile robotic server disguised as a young girl using the Wi-Fi. The doctor halts the upload and successfully reverses it, sending a message that Clara is under his protection. The doctor and Clara are outside when the uploaders cause an airplane to descend at them. The doctor and Clara board the TARDIS and land on the plane, and the doctor saves it from crashing. The doctor and Clara travel to a cafe. Clara uses computer skills that she picked up from her uploading experience to track the uploaders to their base at the Shard. The doctor encounters people inside the cafe under the control of Miss Kislet, who explains that living human minds are being fed to her client. Ms. Kislet distracts the doctor long enough for a server disguised as the doctor to upload Clara's mind completely. An angered doctor reprograms this server and sends it out to Miss Kislet's office inside the Shard. The doctor server demands that she release all the minds that have been uploaded, but Miss Kislet refuses. The doctor then uses the server to upload Miss Kislet to the network. Trapped in the network, she orders her subordinates to release her, but the only way they can release her is to release everyone, which they do. And so everyone else, including Clara, is restored. The restored Miss Kislet contacts her client, the Great Intelligence, to report her failure to him. The Great Intelligence orders her to reset all people working there, including herself, clearing their memories in the process. Meanwhile, the doctor takes Clara home and offers her a chance to travel with him, which she refuses. She tells him to come back the next morning, as she may change her mind by then. So that is Bad Wolf. That's the way that the doctor and Clara kind of hooked up, and she got to be a companion towards the end of the Eccleston's doctor's run. What's happening, Clarence? I'm supposing it's Clarence again this time. So yeah, so that was Bad Wolf. The Parting of Ways is the second part of that two-part finale. And in it, let me see, do we have something short? Boy, they really have all the long. In this episode, the Daleks. It would be nice to see them, but I don't think that we're going that direction. In the episode, the Dalek race invades the human satellite 5, in the year 200,100, intending to make more Daleks by harvesting dead humans. The alien time traveler, the Ninth Doctor, plans to use the satellite's transmitter to try to destroy every Dalek, while at the same time sending his traveling companion Rose Tyler home to keep her safe. The episode featured Eccleston making his final appearance as the Ninth Doctor and marks the first appearance of David Tennant as the 10th Doctor. Episode recommendations from RTD. These are the episodes that he said would help in understanding what's going to happen in the two-part finale of this season of Doctor Who. Now, we've already talked about Bad Wolf and the Parting of Ways, but if you got any ideas of how that is going to tie into the grand finale this season, let me know, because y'all know I'm a little lost on the Doctor Who stuff, and I can't watch these episodes because I don't have HBO Max, which is what makes me so mad about stuff being all over the damn place. We got stuff at HBO, we got stuff at Disney. Come on. Yeah, it's 5. Is it 5 or 6? Literally 5 or 6, because we got the 2 Bad Wolf, The Parting of Ways. That's 2. The Great Intelligent was played by Richard E. Grant. We saw a picture of Richard E. Grant last episode, in the Rogue episode. Somebody, and I can't remember who, even brought up the great intelligence in my last stream about Doctor Who. Clarence says, if I remember, Parting of Ways was on a game show set. I think the one before it, Bad Wolf, was for sure. And then that Parting of Ways, I don't know where it was set, but I know that it had the Daleks in it. So that's why I say I don't think we're going to see the Daleks, even though I wouldn't be upset. So we have those two hints right now: the great intelligence and the Parting of Ways. Gives us Richard E. Grant, and also gives us the great intelligence. It also gives us Captain Jack Harkness in Bad Wolf. So I mean, the weakest link knockoff, yeah. Satellite 5, yeah, that's where they were, right? That was the I don't know if we calling it a planet. Where was it? That's Satellite 5 is where we are. And hello, Miss Powell. I'm so glad that you could make it with us today. So yeah, okay. So we talked about Bad Wolf. We talked about the Parting of Ways. The Bells of St. John. The Bells of St. John is, of course, let me see. The Doctor. Did I do this? I think I read the wrong synopsis. Or did I? Anyway. Yeah. Yes. 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 A lot of them have to do with uploading consciousness or inhabiting artificial bodies, etc. That's where we are. Let me see before we go there. We know that the consciousness being uploaded to the great intelligence, that was the Bells of St. John, right? I thought I read Bad Wolf. Yeah, the Doctor, Rose, and Captain Jack have to fight for their lives on the game station, but a more dangerous threat is lurking just out of sight. I read that one. Okay, so the Bells of St. John, that was the one with the internet in Clara. Thank you, Win Grace, because I'll read these things over and over again. Miss Powell said, what if the great intelligence had been an unknown doctor disembodied and trying to get back to his timeline in name of the Doctor? Now, I don't remember that episode, but that's what I have you guys for. So if you guys got thoughts on Miss Powell's theory, drop it down here, because I really that's interesting to me. The Spearhead from Space is another episode that has been recommended to watch. So, forbidden to continue traveling the universe by his own people, the Time Lords, and exiled to Earth in the late 20th century, the newly regenerated Doctor arrives in Oxley Woods, accompanied by a shower of mysterious meteorites. Investigating the occurrence is UNIT, and an organization which had previously been associated with the Doctor during the Cybermen invasion. Led as before by Brigadier Alistair Gordon Lethbridge Stewart, UNIT is soon in action when people and meteorites start going missing. Most puzzling is the attempted kidnapping of a strange hospital patient, a man with two hearts, who insists that he knows the Brigadier. So we know who that is, right? The new Doctor soon joins forces with his old friend, with UNIT, and with the recently recruited Dr. Elizabeth Shaw. But time is running out. Irregular things are happening at a nearby plastics factory, with faceless creatures lurking in the woods. The Nestines, help me, Nestines or Nestines, have landed a spearhead force and plan to conquer the country by substituting plastic auton replicas for men and women in key government and military posts. Which is another thing about that sounds to me like we're putting um human consciousness into plastic figures. Uh Maybe the great intelligence is behind the AI stuff. Could be. The finale of the Great Intelligence arc in season 7B, when Clara splintered throughout the Doctor's timeline. Okay. They're the same bad guys from Rose, the mannequin bad guys. Oh. But so yeah, these little plastic folks, they are that makes it sound like we're talking about uploading consciousness into something non-sentient. Where was we? A good man goes to war. 7th episode of the 6th series of the British sci-fi television series Doctor Who. The episode follows the cliffhanger of the Almost People, which reveals Amy Pond had been operating a flesh duplicate of herself and is in fact held in a remote location and about to give birth. Alien time traveler the Doctor and Amy's husband Rory muster an army of allies set out to find both Amy and her child, a girl named Melody Pond. The episode reveals the recurring character River Song. So River shows up for the first time in this. The episode reveals, we find out that she is their child for the first time. Okay. The episode reveals the recurring character River Song is Amy and Rory's child. River's identity was kept in top secrecy, and only a few members of the cast and crew were issued the correct ending of the script. The beginning of the episode contained many different locations, which were challenging for the production team. The main setting, Demon's Run, was filmed in a military base in a hangar in Cardiff. A Good Man Goes to War was watched by 7.57 million viewers in the in the UK, and received an appreciation index of 88 of 88. Critical reception was positive, and the episode was nominated for the 2012 Hugo Award for Best Dramatic Presentation Short Form. Okay. So when Grace says, okay, so this whole season is fake, and the Doctor has been living across various fake scenarios without realizing. That makes sense to me. That makes as much sense as anything, especially when we start putting in all of the fictional pop culture references that have been put in. And I mean, the whole thing is fiction. But what does Doctor Who know about Star Trek? Why would he know about Star Trek? Why would he know about Bridgerton? Why would they know enough about Bridgerton to continuously repeat the name Bridgerton throughout this episode? That makes about as much sense as any to me of what you're saying. So what was the last one? The Church on Ruby Road. That's the one we all know this one because we just saw it, right? Story focuses on the Doctor meeting orphan Ruby Sunday, who was abandoned at a church on Ruby Road, hence her name and her plight to find her birth parents. Following an interview with Davina McCall, the two began experiencing bad luck wherever they go because the antics of goblins who eventually kidnap a new foster baby. In the Church on Ruby Road is, technically the first time that we get them paired up together, and technically it is their opening adventure. We know that Ruby was again abandoned at the church by this hooded figure. The Doctor caught a glimpse of this hooded figure, but the Doctor remembers later something that the hooded figure didn't do in the first time that he encountered it. He saw the hooded figure and it just walked away the first time. But the second time that he encountered this figure, it turned around and pointed at him. So this hooded figure is playing some type of role in the Ruby mystery box, right? And then we have the Susan Twist side of things. Susan Twist shows up everywhere, and you know, I say that Russel T Davies is trusting us to catch on, but he did upload these hints on Twitter or X or whatever it is, because he wanted to make sure that people realize exactly what was going on. So he said, I'm trying to find the quote. Of course, I can't find the quote. Maybe I got the wrong article. Yeah, I got the wrong article. But we know all of the places that we saw Susan Twist. We saw her as a was it a handmaid in the Isaac Newton day? Gosh, I don't have it all written down. Wait a minute. Everything seemed to change after the doctor came back from going to the past. Maybe he was abducted there and he never really left. Everything since is fake. I can buy it. I can buy it. And Clarence says also, A Good Man Goes to War was about River and her birth, hidden identity. Ding, ding, ding. All of these things are tying together. Yes. So, do we think Ruby Sunday is tied in some way with that saga, or is it just that the similarities make us make this a watch or a episode on our watch list? Am I making sense? Do we think Ruby Sunday is tied up with River Song and Amy Pond and all of them, or do we think that just the similarity of how River Song came about is the connection to the Legend of Ruby Road or Ruby Sunday? Miss Powell said, I think that the adventures are real, but orchestrated by the great intelligence. After Donna messed up the TARDIS console and Mavity happened. Butterflies. Yes. All of this is all making sense now. So Donna messed up. It's been a lot of messing up going on throughout the season, right? So everything that the Ncuti Gatwa doctor is experiencing was set into motion by what the David Tennant doctor did on the TARDIS. So, or even just in that adventure period, in the 60th anniversary adventures, we saw a lot of mistakes happen. We saw Mavity happen. We saw the spilling of this coffee or tea on the TARDIS console, and we saw him with that salt. And is that are these three things, this combination of things, what is making things so weird for Doctor Who, for our doctor? Did Donna mess up? She certainly looked like she just threw that drink on the console. Now that's an episode I can watch again too. And you're going to make me watch it again, Win Grace. You are. That is something to think about. Miss Powell said at the church, or at the beginning of Church of Ruby Road, the doctor is telling the story of Ruby Sunday and he is crying in the cold open. And that wasn't how Ruby Road ended. Y'all gonna make me watch it again. Because you pay attention to things. I did not pay attention to certain things. And I need to watch that again to get that feeling. Because yeah, it could be It could be the difference between he was crying in the cold open, and that wasn't how Ruby Road ended. Those are two, they're disconnected from one another because he wasn't crying in one scenario, and in this other scenario, he's certainly crying. So yeah, I'm gonna have to watch it again. A little tiny part of me says that I want to try to watch it today, but off the subject, totally off the subject. It's an episode. It's a series called Presumed Innocent on Apple TV Plus that just started. I watched the first episode. I want to watch the second episode of that, and then I also have gotten into Severances. So, and it's really hard to pull me out of that rabbit hole. When Grace says maybe he failed to save her the first time, and all of this is him living a fantasy of what could have happened if she lived to travel with him. Man, I mean, things is like getting a little deep now. It's like, is she, so she doesn't exist? She exists. Other people see her. People are, so is every single person that has interacted with Ruby and the doctor, are all of those people uh, um part of the fantasy of this fictional world that the doctor is living in, or do they see her too? Also, Mrs. Flood is surprised by the TARDIS disappearing, but at the end of the episode, Mrs. Flood knows about the TARDIS. She does. Now that was weird to me too. She seemed to be very startled when the TARDIS disappeared. The first time, she even dropped all her groceries and stuff, right? But by the end of the episode, she's asking you, what? You never seen the TARDIS before? So she knows what the TARDIS is. Mm. Spirit from Space was when the newly regenerated doctor began his exile. Could this be an exile created by the toy maker? Y'all blowing my mind. It is like some of these episodes I really wish I could remember so that I could, I can make these connections, but the only thing I got is the descriptions. If he's using the memory TARDIS, it could be creating the events. Oh, so these events are literally happening, but the only person who is kind of caught up in the fantasy of it is the doctor. Am I following you right? Mm, I'm confused. I'm very confused. So those are our 5 episodes that we need to watch though, right? And let me go back over here and see what else um see what else he had to say. Do we think that Susan Twist, is she a nefarious character, or is she just somebody that's been pulled through time? Is she somebody that we need to keep our eye on? We should have been suspicious of that TARDIS. I'm still suspicious of the TARDIS that we're in right now, only because it's sick. It keeps groaning, and it's like its tummy hurts. The TARDIS is sick, and it has been sick for some time now. Why is that? Why is the TARDIS sick? Number one. And then number two, why did the TARDIS really not want Ruby to get inside? Because the TARDIS kept Ruby from using her key to get in when the doctor wasn't present. So something happened, right? And is the TARDIS protecting itself or protecting Ruby from something that she was not supposed to deal with or see because the doctor wasn't with her. Am I making sense? When Gray says, I think there's something with the costumes too. Anytime he's wearing the sweater main costume, it's probably Prime or Real Doctor. Okay. No, I think I got it. I think I got it because he has worn other things, and the other things have not. There have been like period pieces, stuff to make him fit into the time period that he's in. As Pal said, TARDIS is leading him to all of the spots where Susan Triad has been splintered through time, so the Doctor can fix the paradox of Mavity. Because that actually sounds, I mean, everything sounds good to me, but that actually sounds just convoluted enough for it to be reasonable to expect that this could be something. Everywhere that Susan Triad was splintered through time because Mavity is the paradox. Mavity is what jumped all of this off. Bad Wolf was certainly a result of Ride looking into the heart of the TARDIS. Rose, not Ride, Rose. Rose looking into the heart of the TARDIS. And the paradox of Mavity and Susan Twist. Susan Twist is also a paradox. When Gray says the TARDIS dies when it leaves its universe, I assumed in 73 yards the breaking of the circle created an alternate timeline, so the TARDIS died. Man, this is some crap. I promise you, I would have never. These are things that I'm not putting these strings together. But that breaking of the circle did seem to also be another point in time where things went a little wild. Susan Twist was present at the birth of Mavity. That's why I'm saying with Miss Powell's, with her theory, it's convoluted enough that it could be what we're going, because it's not going to be something just simple. And this seems like it will be just convoluted enough that it explains who Susan Triad is. It explains Mavity and all of the ways that Susan is showing up throughout history. And the only thing it doesn't explain is, the only thing it doesn't explain is Ruby Sunday herself, like who or what she is and where does she come from. Or maybe the TARDIS has been trying to lead him to Susan. That Susan. I got it because of this one episode. Look, I'm gonna read this article and we'll see if we all are coming up with some same thoughts as the person who wrote this article, who is Nathan Graham Lowry. The Doctor Who season 14 finale will finally see Ncuti Gatwa's 15th Doctor come face to face with the original Susan Twist character in new images. Gatwa has been joined by Millie Gibson's new companion Ruby Sunday throughout the ongoing season, traveling from 1960s Beatlemania to disturbing alternate timelines to glamorous Regency balls. Across every adventure, however, Twist has been present in some form, taking on the role of random individuals in Doctor Who season 14. One image sees the Doctor finally meet Twist main character, the Triad technology figurehead Susan Triad, alongside returning classic series companion Mel Bush, while another sees her take center stage at a conference. Other images feature the Time Lord reuniting with allies at UNIT alongside Ruby and Mel, including Gemma Redgrave's Kate Stewart, Yasmin Finney's Rose Noble, Alexander Deviant's Colonel Ibrahim, and newcomer Lenny Rush's scientific advisor and prodigy, Morris. The mystery behind Twist's appearances has kept audiences paying attention to every moment she's on the screen since Doctor Who season 14 began airing. While she was seemingly an ordinary bystander in her first appearance in Gatwa's new era in the church on Ruby Road, it has become clear to both audience and the series' two leads that there's more to her than meets the eye. But while the foreboding one who waits is confirmed to appear in the finale, Susan Triad may not be the true villain behind the finale's events. As seen in Doctor Who's latest trailer, Triad is seemingly seeing each of these doppelgangers' lives in dreams that leave her terrified, hinting that she isn't the figure in control. Furthermore, even throughout her many lives, Triad's doppelgangers are never directly in control of the system or truly antagonistic to the doctors, except for her Villain Guard ambulance appearances programming, with Triad's alternate versions even occasionally finding themselves victims of the narrative. As such, her duplicates may simply be vessels observing the Doctor. Regardless of whether Triad is behind the events of the finale or potentially even behind Ruby Sunday's mysterious origin, many mysteries will finally be unveiled in the first part of Doctor Who's season 14 finale, with Twist having played a role in every single episode so far. It is clear great care has been taken to weave her into each largely standalone episode's narrative. With answers about to be given by showrunner Russel T Davies in the finale, perhaps viewers will look at these appearances in a new light upon a rewatch. And that is exactly what's going to happen with me. I am going to rewatch this and I'm going to be like, oh, y'all was showing us that right from the beginning. You know, I cannot wait. Maybe Susan Twist, Newton's maid, was the original, and the TARDIS has been dragging copies of Susan Twist into every Doctor story this season. It's possible. Hey, Reinhardt. I was telling everybody, remember RTD? He is the king of stretching out storylines. I mean, we got stuff that started in the first season, 2005, that didn't really wrap up until 2009. And I hope that we save something to move forward with, but I also hope we get some answers. Now, I know he is, as Reinhardt said, the king of dragging these storylines out, but I do want some closure for something this season. I don't want it to carry over into the next season. So hopefully they know what they're talking about when they say these last two episodes, we're going to be getting some answers. Susan is a non-playable character. Yes, you know what? It makes sense. It makes sense. Wingray says there have been a few dream-related things in Doctor Who. One of which is Allah related to Santa, and Ruby is Christmas. Ho 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 ho. Oh, and also, wait a minute. Now, what word am I substituting? One of which is also related to Santa, not Allah. I was sitting there thinking, wait a minute, Allah? Really? Also, I get you now. Reinhardt said, we remember with Bad Wolf, we got the answers, but there were still more. And that's the way, yeah, I would like for the story to be told more in that vein. Give us some answers, but then, present more questions, because, next season is coming. And Lord willing, if I'm here to talk about it, I'm going to talk about it. But I do want some answers to this season's mystery. Something. Mrs. Flood might be an ongoing mystery. Excuse me, y'all. Yeah, I'm gonna guess that she might be. It might be, that they're going to save her, because we'll still be going back to the neighborhood where her mama and grandma and all them live. We'll be there at some point during these next two episodes, but it seems that they are clearly going to be a part of the series moving forward. And it makes sense that Mrs. Flood will still be an enigma as we, move through more mysteries. And then we got this whole We know we're getting that second companion next season as well. I'm excited, and hearing you guys' thoughts and the things that you guys have come up with, particularly the one where Susan Twist is part of a paradox, part of it. I mean, she's been there since the Mavity debacle, so it's a possibility, it's potential that she is one of the keys to why things has been going crazy here. Mm. So, do we have any other theories of where we think things are going? Do we think we're going to see Rogue? Now, it's a two-part question. Will we see Rogue again this season? And will we see Rogue again, but not this season, but just moving on in later seasons? Rogue will reappear. And if we do, is Rogue a problem? Is Rogue a problem? I think, in my opinion, yeah, I think that we won't see Rogue again this season, but we will see Rogue again. It's just a matter of when. And Clarence is saying the same thing. Definitely, we'll see Rogue again, but maybe not this season. The one who waits, the boss of the Meep and Rogue, and who was the other? What was the other kind of great intelligence? So we have the great intelligence, we have the one who waits, and then we have the Meep, the Meep's boss. Do we think we'll meet them? Or are they tied into this ongoing story? Or do you think we will meet them somewhere else? You know what I mean? The one who waits is tied to this story, I think. The great intelligence, you guys got me thinking that he's tied to this story, and that the one who waits and the great intelligence could be one and the same. But the boss of the Meep and Rogue, I think, might be different. Okay, so now Miss Powell is giving us some real world. No Rogue this season. Jonathan Groff has been on Broadway with Daniel Radcliffe during filming of this season, I think, but those plays don't last forever. Yeah, he'll be back. He'll be back, and I'll be waiting, because I liked him, and I liked his his chemistry with the doctor. And I honestly think that the doctor is just, he's a little too charming for his own damn good. Oh gosh. He has a kind of swagger, and yeah, every doctor has their own swag, but this doctor swag is a bit different. Um, and I don't know if it's because he's like he's still kind of got the whole kid vibe going. He's very young. Let me see. I don't think Shooty Godpa is too much over 30, if he is 30. He's 31. So yeah, he's a young dude. He's got that a different vibe about him, and I like that. I like that in him. And I liked his chemistry with Jonathan Groff, that character. Gosh, I'm hot now. Oh gosh, I got too much going on, too many clothes. So, what else do we think we're going to get answers for this season? If there's anything, please drop it in the comments. You can feel free Facebook, feel free Twitch. You guys can chime in. And thank you for being here. I hope you guys are enjoying the video or enjoying the live stream, and that you'll hit the like button and share it if you can. Ms. Powell said, I think that this season has been looking at the doctor stepping on things or not stopping Ruby for doing so, which I think goes back to 14 and Mavity. And I agree. Now that I can agree because it's been a really clumsy beginning of the season for the doctor and his companion. Um, he stepped on that fairy circle. He stepped on the landmine. Ruby stepped on the butterfly, like immediately walked right out of the TARDIS and stepped on a butterfly and changed into a butterfly person. And the doctor did something to fix that problem. Do we think that whatever he did to fix the problem when Ruby stepped on the butterfly, do we think whatever he did really messed things up? Which is, I guess, yeah, she stepped into that triangle trap too. She sure did. And he treated 14 treated Mavity as a joke. He should have fixed Mavity. But okay, so by the time he should have fixed it, did he realize that Mavity was wrong? Or did it seem like it had always been that way to him? You get what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm making sense. Because eventually they all started talking like Mavity was just the way it's always been. It's always been Mavity. Did he know that it was wrong? Or did he think that that was the way it had always been? I don't know. He knows it's gravity. Okay. So if he, yeah, then I'm in 100% agreement. He should have went back and fixed that problem because gravity does seem like to be. He said gravity, and Donna corrected him. So that's 2. 15 has said gravity. I missed it. I'm gonna have to now. I'm gonna have to. I have to go back and watch all to hear. I know I had heard them say Mavity a bunch of times, but I didn't know he said gravity. Usually the doctors know when things change. So okay, if he realized that Mavity was altogether wrong, then yes, he should have fixed it, and maybe none of this stuff would have been necessary. None of this stuff would be we be going through right now. Do you think we still would have Ruby Sunday even if we didn't have Mavity? Do we think Mavity brought about the way the doctor ends up meeting Ruby? It also said gravity on a view screen in one episode this season. So now, okay, what do y'all think that is all about then? Shoot. Now I'm because I'm usually one to read view screens and stuff, but I didn't pay no attention. So, oh, 15 said anti-grav, AI dots, and dot and bubble, not anti-mav. Makes sense. So they changed a lot. They changed an awful lot in this season so far, leading up from the 60th anniversary specials to now. A lot has been tampered with as far as the original timeline. We got mm, we got the Mavity thing, then we had the butterfly. We had a lot of things that have been tampered with. We had 14, 14 doing the thing, the superstition thing. Um, do we think 14 is the problem? Did 14 say, is 14 really 14? Is he like really the doctor? He did an awful lot of stuff and left a lot of things unprotected, unfinished for the doctor. And it's like, didn't didn't 15 have gravity gloves? He did not, but called the he did, but he called them Mavity. Yeah, 14 did a ton of damage in 3 stories. Cause I'm like, that's a lot of shit that that 14 got up to in those 3 stories. He called them intelligent gloves. Ooh, the great intelligence. I don't know, y'all. We got great intelligence. I got great intelligence on the mind, but I really am liking. Okay, I'm liking how Susan Twist is getting pulled all through this stuff. I'm liking the fact that she was there at the Isaac Newton stuff, and thus she continues to be pulled through time. Okay, so that's I like. I like the fact that we've coming up with 14. 14 came through like a wrecking ball for those couple of episodes. And he is still someplace safe where you could probably get to him, but I don't want him. I love David Tennant. That's my favorite doctor. But I don't want him to come in and help fix things. Let Shuti have this is his turn. Let him have his turn. Let him fix things. But it is weird that the doctor is someplace accessible right now. He's not off in time. He's someplace with Donna now. Miss Powell said, now this is meta, but the black but the black doctor will have to clean up after the white doctor. Oh gosh. And when Grace says, and remember, 14 didn't regenerate normally. Exactly. He grew new clothes when they usually don't. It's something about 14. Are we going to see 14 again? Or are we just going to? I mean, it's a lot wrong with the generation. He grew new clothes. They usually don't. This was what did we call a bi-generation? We hadn't seen that before, right? There's a lot. There's a lot different this time about this doctor. Yeah. Y'all gonna make me watch The Church on Ruby Road. If I can load it up on my computer, which my computer is sick, y'all, and the whole thing. I'll be glad when I can get another. But yeah, it's sick. Yeah, and you said RTD said Tennant is done, but he could be lying. They could just do a flashback to the Mavity episode. Who would remember? The only person who would remember the Mavity situation would be well, the computer was like the TARDIS. Yep, all that hard breathing and yep. But let me see, what was I saying? Oh, we said he could do a flashback. They would have to, because the only person who really should remember or was around was Susan Twist and Susan Triad and the doctor. But it was that doctor, it wasn't this doctor. So yeah. I'm gonna watch it. I can't put too much more strain on this darn computer. I was gonna say maybe I can get on Discord and go to how you can do the watch parties, because Clarence and Grace and I were playing around with it, watching videos on YouTube and such. And I'm wondering if I could share my screen in Discord and watch Doctor Who, because it's not going out to anybody. It wouldn't get shut down. It's just watching within that little confined space. So I'm wondering, Donna, we know her family is coming back, and they'll have to explain where the doctor is if he's not with them. And maybe we'll get some answers like, oh, that doctor was crazy, y'all. We let him stay with us. And it's something with him. It's something with David Tennant's doctor, 14. He's the one that did all this shit. I blame him. I blame him. So I thought we was going to come here and I was going to get a whole bunch of answers. I like you guys' theories, and maybe I will try to glean out all the theoretical aspects and put it in one place so we can see, how close we've gotten. Because I think you guys are pretty astute. Maybe Donna and 14 are on an adventure and Unit gets Rose to protect her, or Rose remembers the meta crisis. Wigray says, I want to know where that doctor was in 73 yards. Right. Where was you at? Because I want to know where both doctors were in 73 yards. Both of them. David Tennant, just show me David Tennant off eating fish and chips somewhere. Just show me that so I know where he was. And I also want to know where Shooty was too. Okay. Well, it's been an hour, y'all, and I am no closer to knowing exactly what the hell is going on than I was an hour ago. But I do have some good theories to kind of wrap my mind around and go ahead on and watch the 60th anniversary specials again and watch the Church on Ruby Road just so I can see what I can see. And as you think the fairies had 15 for stepping on a circle. Well, I wonder where they had him at. Where did they put him? Where did these fairies put him? Now what the hell was I about to say? Yeah, I'm going to watch these again because you know what this is becoming like Star Trek is over, y'all. I'm actually loving the Doctor Who stuff. And we're going into evil. I like evil too. And I'm enjoying the conversations that I'm having with the people who are watching evil as well. Doctor Who has truly pulled me back in. Now that I can watch it on Disney Plus and can keep up and all of that, I am excited about Doctor Who, and this is becoming one of my favorite streams. Still doesn't mean that we're still doing evil. I might do The Boys. I might. The Boys is an acquired taste for some. I love it, but it is an acquired taste, and everybody is not going to like The Boys. But I am going to at least cover the first couple of episodes that come out tomorrow. It's 3 episodes, so I may do a live stream for each one, and then let's call it for The Boys if nobody is liking it. If y'all liking it, we're going to keep doing it. But Doctor Who is becoming my favorite thing to talk about. So doing the extra stream for Doctor Who is not extra. In fact, I got up and the thing was like, I forgot to do that stream yesterday for evil. That's what I was thinking. And I sat down and made a thumbnail for Doctor Who. So really, this is telling you how much I'm liking it. And I'm liking the fact that right now, all I am is a facilitator. You guys got all the information. I'm just sitting here learning, and I'm loving it. I'm soaking it all in. The season has been great so far, Miss Powell. I agree. Wigray says he likes The Boys, but he doesn't have fun theorizing about it. And Claire said that this season has definitely left him thinking. I agree. It's been fun. It's fun though. It's fun. I like where we are right now. I like where I am right now, which is no clue whatsoever. No clue. Claire said he stopped watching The Boys. He may come back to it one day. So wherever you stopped, just know that the series continued to get more and more ridiculous after whatever it was your last episode. Things are still, it was like hold my beer. It just gets more and more ridiculous. And for some reason I like that. Of course, I like superhero type stuff, and I like the fact that these superheroes uh, portray themselves one way publicly, and then behind closed doors we see who they really are. That's what I think I like about them. Ncuti has been wonderful, even in Dr. Light episodes. I am really liking this young man as the doctor. I'm so happy and proud um, that if there had to be a first Black doctor, I'm glad they gave us him, because he is a joy. He has been a joy, and I'm not 100, never have been familiar with Ncuti prior to this. I didn't watch Sex Education, or what's the other one, Park and Rex, or whatever show that was he was on. I've never watched it, but getting to know him via this series has been wonderful. Yes, Ncuti has been chef's kiss. So I ain't got nothing else. I'm not gonna hold you guys. I will see you guys at some point early next week, I'm sure. We'll be talking about Doctor Who, of course, and Evil. Unless I get so flabbergasted by Doctor Who that I just say F it. We gotta talk about this now. And I do the live stream Saturday instead of Sunday or Monday. He was on something. He was on not Parks and Rec. Was it Sex Education? Because I get them mixed up. I call Parks and Rec Sex Education all the time. Don't ask me why. They don't even sound alike. But I get those two shows mixed up all the time. Okay, y'all. It's been fun. Like, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. And I will see you in the next one. Peace.